Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another gifted upload. It is currently Thursday, and I have work in the next 30 minutes. Um, I just want to say appreciate everyone that came through last night to the locker room. That was a very fun conversation around Game 7. We broke down the Toronto Raptors versus the 76ers Game 7. That was a great breakdown. And we had bigger conversations about Ben Simmons, his impact in the series, and obviously Kawhi Leonard, the crazy shot maker he had down the stretch, and also just how good of a player that he was at the time. Gonna have some more of that stuff as well. I don't want to post those on YouTube just because YouTube's copyright could catch us lacking, so we're gonna leave that on Twitch. So again, make sure to follow me on Twitch if you want to see that. But I want to quickly get into some NBA news real quick. The Draymond Green situation is something we got to talk about. Um, I'm gonna have a more in-depth video about the Warriors' overall off-season in the future, but I really wanted to touch base on the Draymond Green situation. For me, it is very tough. Make no mistake about it, Draymond Green is still one of the best players in the league. He definitely deserves slander because he still shoots with a backpack on. That is a thing, but his defense is still at the top of the league. But the fact that he wants a max contract is going to make things very complicated. Because let me tell you something. I know people say, "Well, I don't feel bad for billionaires." No, I don't care about that. Spending that much money on a team like that, the billionaires just are not going to rock with. And giving him a max contract at this point seems like a very complicated thing because you have to wonder Draymond's not getting any better offensively, and the only thing that he's been consistent at is his defense. How does he age? How does that stay up? So a max contract for him is very questionable. But I'm seeing a lot of Warriors fans get upset at him wanting that. I'm not. I think Draymond Green is well in his right to want a max contract. He understands his value to the Warriors, even though if he goes elsewhere, he might not be the same player. The impact that he brings to the Warriors in tandem with Steph Curry is a very phenomenal impact, and he understands his worth. So him trying to get a max contract makes perfect sense to me. I'm curious to see what happens. I think the Warriors are going to let him test the market to really see what he can get back. We can't lose Draymond Green. I want to be clear about that. If the Warriors want to win these championships, I understand the youth, the young core, the talent, all that stuff. Draymond Green is too instrumental in everything the Warriors do to win without him. His defense, his leadership, and the way that he's able to help Andrew Wiggins and other players develop defensively, he's just too impactful. And then even offensively, even though he has his weak moments, he still understands how to get players the best shots or the best, lobs in the game. Even though he can look terrible in the offensive end at times, having a veteran player that understands the system and best understands how to find Steph and Clay in their right shot pockets, it's very hard to replace that. And for the Warriors, it's going to be tough because, again, you want to focus on bringing back Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins. And now Draymond also wants a max contract. And then don't forget, Klay Thompson in the next 2 years is also coming up. So there's a lot of contract situation stuff that's going to have to be talked about and dealt with. I do believe it's going to be a very tough situation. I think the Warriors are going to try to play hardball with Draymond and see where that goes. I don't think they have to extend him right away. They could wait until after this season is over. Um, I I just feel like Draymond has to show some type of improvement on the offensive end with either his shooting or his scoring. Like it's been acceptable for Draymond to become such a bad scorer and such a bad liability on offense because of his passing and his defense. And I understand the value of that, but giving out a max contract like that could really cap what the Warriors can do to improve as a basketball team. So for me, I'm not as high on giving him that max contract. But again, as a player, he's well in his rights to want a max contract. I have no problem with him asking for that and requiring that. That makes perfect sense to me. I'm cool with that. but I don't believe that at his age I would give him a max contract fully. Now that doesn't mean he still can't get like a big payday, but max money for Draymond Green at this point seems like a very difficult situation to thread through. So that's going to be an interesting situation to keep your eyes peeled on. I do kind of feel like if the Warriors don't give him that max contract, he could really be motivated coming into training camp. Because say what you will about Draymond Green, but he's not a crybaby when it comes down to playing basketball. Like he will go out there and lead by example and still be like a very good piece. So to me, this could be the season for Draymond where he comes back and gets back to some similar things in 2016. Obviously, the shooting is probably over with, but at least averaging 12 points. Just 12. I'm not asking for 20, 18. I'm just asking for 12 points. If he can get his 3-point shooting at 34, 35%, you cool. But it just looks abysmal at this current stage. And again, he's only going to get older. His defense is going to regress because of his age at a certain point. But because of his IQ, Draymond does have a window to age gracefully. So I could actually see him still being a really strong defender, one of the best in the league 3 to 4 years from now, just because of his IQ. His understanding of where to be is something that's not ties toward his athleticism. However, let's not forget what happened this last season, like his back problems and his injuries in that department. That made things very difficult for Draymond Green to go out there and be as effective as he could be, and he missed significant time. So again, with like all of those factors, I don't know if the Warriors just throw him the max. I think this is something that you have to sit down and really think about because the next moves can really cripple or maximize the franchise. You really got to think about that. But in my estimation, for the Warriors in this offseason, the main things that you have to really be concerned about is figuring out the Looney, the Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole extensions. I think those absolutely matter. And also down the line, James Wiseman. We have to see what type of player James Wiseman is and the development of the young talent before you think about extending these guys. So it's going to be a very interesting situation to monitor. I think this upcoming season for the Warriors is going to mean a lot for the future. Based on this season, this can really determine if the core stays together and also if the young talent stays together and aren't traded for another type of star player. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff really, really matters. So I'm going to be monitoring that situation very closely, very intently. And again, I love Draymond Green. He's a big part of why we've won all the championships that we have. His defense and IQ as far as understanding how to best maximize other players on the court, make up for other players' mistakes, and also just make big time winning plays. Like he's been a big part of that, regardless of whatever you want to say offensively. And even then, like I I don't need Draymond from 2016. All I want is the Draymond playoff riser that we saw in 2019. I will never forget Draymond Green versus the Portland Trailblazers. If you are a Warriors fan, or even if you're not, if you just watch basketball, you remember Steph was averaging 37 in that series, and Draymond was looking arguably like on that level with Steph. Obviously not offensively, but just his overall game. He was a triple double machine. His defense was just crazy. Like his impact jumped off of the screen to me. So if he can get back to that I can't talk. If he can get back to that type of production next year, that would be significant. And to me, if he's gonna play like that, that's a max contract player. That is a player that deserves all of the money that he would be campaigning for. So I don't know. Um, we'll see. I'm gonna have some other breakdown videos on the channel about players and also the off seasons. Initially, I'm going to cover all 30 teams and rank their off seasons. I want to wait on the Kevin Durant domino to see what happens, but I'll catch you guys in the next video. I do have to go to work, but again, appreciate all the support we getting, subscriptions, likes, all of that. And I'm staying consistent. We're not falling off also my nose is healing up. It's still there, but you see like it's fading in. So everything's good. But I will catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Peace out, everybody.